Alright, hey guys, and welcome back to another video. I am the Twisted Jedi, and today I want to try something a little bit different. Now, this is something I did on my channel a little while ago, and a few of you guys actually really enjoyed it, and some of you mentioned earlier this week that you guys would want to see more of it, and that is hero concept videos. So basically, the premise for this video is going to be to take a hero that we don't have in the game, or that people would like to see in the game, and maybe think up some abilities and get some concept artwork provided by a friend of mine who has done that for us. So this artwork is by Henne. If you guys want to check him out, I will have his Xbox gamer tag just down below. You guys can add him on Xbox and play with him as well. So all the concept art and ideas for abilities have been done by him. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and discuss the hero and how I think they would play, what their abilities would be like, and these are his abilities that Jake has come up with. I'm also going to give some ideas if I can think of anything else that they could do as an ability instead, or that might work a little bit better, but I think he's pretty much nailed it on the head with the abilities that he's given. So today's hero we're going to start with is one of my personal favorites, and that is Cad Bane. For those of you that don't know Cad Bane, he is from the Clone Wars series, and he is a very popular character for anyone that's seen the show. I know myself, Sammy, Elliot from Battlefront updates, a lot of Star Wars YouTubers, a lot of people in general just like the character of Cad Bane. So I'm going to do him first as the first one, give it a little test and see how it goes with you guys. And then if we get a good reaction and you guys enjoy them, then I'll definitely do more. Now keep in mind, a quick disclaimer, none of this has been published by EA, nothing's been posted, nothing's been announced. This is just something I thought would be a little bit of fun to add to the channel. So nothing official, all speculation, just to get that clear right from the very start. Anyway, so for Cad Bane, I thought he would have right around about 650 health. Kind of puts him on par with most of the other blaster heroes that are already in the game, and I think that would keep it quite even. If you put him any higher, he becomes probably a little bit too powerful. You put him any lower, he becomes kind of like Boba Fett, who's very fragile. Now, don't get me wrong, Boba's a great hero, but I don't think we need any more heroes with 550 health. His weapons of choice would be the LL30 blaster pistols, and obviously dual wielding would be the way to go. Cad Bane is dual wielding all throughout the Clone Wars series, and I think it would be epic if they could do it in Battlefront 2. There have been tweets that kind of teased that they were working on it during one of the Spark days, which is basically where developers get to work on whatever they want. So dual blaster pistols would be really cool to see, and I think Cad Bane would be the perfect way to do it, along with possibly Captain Rex. So that's going to be the weapon of choice I would give to him. Obviously, it makes sense, and I would give him the same run speed as all of the other blaster heroes. We don't want him being too quick or too slow, but obviously he would be very agile. He's pretty quick on his feet in the Clone Wars series, ducking around and keeping up with Ahsoka, keeping her on her toes and making her react to him. So I think his dodge abilities would be quite quick and really cool to see if you could get something besides a roll or a dash to the side with him, or maybe even his rocket boots, which we will talk about in a minute. They could do kind of like what Boba Fett does with his jetpack. So those are two options you could have for a roll or a dodge. I think if they could do like some kind of side flip, that'd be really cool as well, but I don't see it happening. I just think a roll or a dodge or something like that. Anyways, going in further, we're going to take a look at some of the abilities, and the concept art you are seeing on screen is all done by Jake. The first ability, which is going to be the left trigger or left button or whatever button you have it set to on PC, it's going to be called Stun Glove. Now, there's an episode of the Clone Wars where Cad Bane grabs Ahsoka and he stuns her from his glove or his wrist or some sort of attachment or gadget that he has near his hand. Basically, this is going to allow you to stun an enemy and do damage by grabbing them. So you'd have to be at a pretty close range. I would give it a little bit of a lunge maybe, probably a better lunge than Phasma's staff strikes, but nothing as far as a dash like Luke would have. Somewhere in the middle of those two would be really good. I think the stun glove should absolutely cause damage and maybe keep them still for a minute, so it makes it easy to finish them off, but not so much of a stun like it's Palpatine or Lando or Chewie or anything like that. Any of those stuns, we don't need more of that in the game. Just a quick like half-second stun with some damage on top of it would be really cool. The second ability we're going to talk about is the dual button, so left button and right button, or L1, R1. It's going to be called Rocket Boots. Now this is where I think it could be tweaked a little bit. So Jake's put down Rocket Boots. Activating these will allow him to fly for a short period of time. His flamethrower is also available during this time. Now I kind of see this as a bit difficult to manage, because if you activate his jetpack and then you want it to last a certain amount of time, but then you deactivate it as well, it's kind of going to be harder to control. So I figured doing a left button and right button would be something that you could do, but in the way I see it, I feel like you should get like maybe 2 or 3 jetpacks in that use of the boots. So maybe have a charge for it, similar to like what the Rocket Trooper has with their jumps and their jetpacks. I think that would be cool. You give him 3 charges, maybe even 2, and then have an extra one added on with a star card so that he can still dash left to right with his jetpack and escape if needed, but nothing so that it's so uncontrollable that basically he's just another Boba Fett flying around the battlefront. The third ability we're going to talk about is called micro grenades, and I think we may have to change the name of that a little bit because it is very similar to Bosk's abilities. Now, this one is going to be different though. Jake's put down Cad Bane throws a set of micro-thermal detonators, which can be detonated at will. Now, that's what I really like about this ability idea. It says detonate at will, which means you're in complete control of when these detonate. I think the idea of how I would have this work is maybe you throw one grenade with R1 and then you press R1 again to detonate that grenade. Then you throw another grenade, R1 again to detonate it. So essentially, if you have, say, 3 micro grenades or 3 small thermals, you could just throw them, explode, throw them, explode. Or maybe you could hold it down to throw all 3 of them in quick succession and then press the button again to have them detonate. This would pretty much give you full control over this ability, and it could be really effective. If you know you only need to throw 1 in there, then you're not going to burn all 3 of them. Or if you know you need to throw all 3 because you're going up against a hero maybe, or a Wookiee or something like that, then you can hold down R1 to throw all 3 and then tap it again to have them detonate. I think Cad Bane has potential to be a really cool hero in this game. There's not much else to say about him really other than more on these abilities and what Jake's gone through. I agree with most of it. I just think it would need a little bit of tweaking, but it's really cool that he's provided me with these images and with this concept art so that we can talk about this kind of stuff and hope that maybe the devs will get wind of this and actually give them some ideas if they don't have the same or similar ideas already for which heroes we want to see. I know a large part of the community would love to see Cad Bane in the game, including myself and a lot of other YouTubers, so I definitely think if DICE catches wind of this, they will take it into consideration. So you guys know what to do, share it around, make sure everyone you know sees this video and has the same idea so we can get it out there as much as possible. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's something different and I really wanted to do it. I was a bit hesitant at first because obviously nothing is confirmed, but I think it could be a cool idea to add into the game at some point. We know Battlefront 2 is getting supported all the way through 2019, so maybe, just maybe, we can have some of these heroes from this series added in as well. I've got a bunch of other concept art from Jake, so I will be doing more of these videos if you guys enjoy it, so make sure you slap a like to let me know if you do. Anyways, I'm gonna get out of here. Be sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel and want to see more Battlefront 2 content. I will see you guys in the next video. I am the Twisted Jedi, and may the Force be with you always.